We are back in the book of Genesis, chapter 26. We left off with the story of Isaac and Abimelech. We're going to wrap that story up momentarily, but we're going to move into chapter 27, and we're going to see four things that happen. We're going to see Isaac is going to have a plan, and Rebekah is going to have a scheme, and Jacob will make a deception, and Esau will be in despair. So we're going to see four things happening to the family of Isaac. It's going to be a tragedy because a lot of things are just not going to work out like either one of them thought it would work out. And in fact, it will follow most of them all the rest of the days of their lives because, as usual, people get ahead of the Lord. They forget about what the Lord promised to them. They forget about the covenant the Lord made with them, and they go on with their lives and they start forcing things to happen on their own. And we're going to see that momentarily in chapter 27. But let's finish chapter 26 right quick. And we left off with Isaac being a man of peace. Now, Abimelech and his chief servant or his chief guard went to Isaac to make peace because of how they treated him, how they misused him, and how they did the things to him that they shouldn't have done. And now they're looking for Isaac to make peace with him because when Isaac left, Isaac, a man of peace, he just left. See, what happened was that they took the wells that belonged to Isaac, and the well was prosperous. They brought forth water. Through jealousy and envy, they filled the well with sand and dirt so it could not what? So it could not bring forth water. That was one thing that Abimelech's servants done. Another thing they done was they evicted. Abimelech had Isaac and his family and all his cattle and all his herbs. Everything was evicted. He evicted them and they had to move forward. And then what did Isaac do? Well, Isaac just moved forward. He did not cause, chaos. He did not make a chaotic situation out of it. He did not fight back. He wasn't bitter. He just left. And Isaac is a man of peace. He's a man of peace. So now when Isaac left, he took, guess what? Well, he took the blessing with him. Isaac knew he was blessed. He didn't have to stay around there. He knew he was blessed, so he left, right? And so now when he left, guess what? The land of the Philistine was now back where it was. It was in famine. It was in a land of despair. And Isaac took the blessing with him, and Abimelech and his servants knew that. So now they're going to chase down Isaac to ask him to forgive them, to make peace with them. And why they asking to make peace? Isaac is a man of peace. He wasn't looking to start anything with them, but they was guilty. And that's the reason why they're looking for Isaac to what? To try to get him to forgive them. And he would do that. Isaac is going to do that. We'll see that in a minute. He will forgive them. But the lesson is that when we have certain things in our lives, especially when it comes to careers, when it comes to jobs, and people hate you and they despise you and they're jealous of you, and they cause you to put you in a situation you quit, then just leave. Because if the blessing of the Lord is with you, the blessing of the Lord is with you. And when you leave, you're going to take that blessing with you. And that business, that company could fall. Believe me, it happens all the time. When the chosen one of the Lord leaves, they take the blessing with them. You go back a few years later and that company either in great despair or has altogether been bankrupt and gone. So Isaac is a man of peace. Let's get right here. In verse 29, chapter 26 of Genesis. Now, this is Abimelech and his chief captain is talking. And they saying to Isaac that thou wouldst do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of the Lord. Now that is something that Abimelech is saying. If you read the story, you know that's not true, because look what he said right here. Thou wilt do us no hurt. Okay, Isaac had no intention of messing with these people. He going on with his life. But because Abimelech and his people and his servants and all of them are so guilty and feel so bad about how they did Isaac, and now they've been punished because Isaac took the blessing with him. Now they say, oh, well, look, we didn't do you no hurt. Well, that's true. They didn't do him any hurt, right? They may have hurting, his feelings perhaps, but they didn't hurt him physically. and we have not touched thee. That's true. They didn't touch him. They didn't start a war with him. They didn't fight him. They didn't do anything. But this is what they did do right here. And we have done unto thee nothing but good. And that's not true. He's saying we done to thee nothing but good. First of all, your servants sealed up his wells so that he couldn't draw water. Second of all, there was tension between Abimelech's servant and Isaac's servant that Abimelech didn't do anything about. And third of all, Abimelech eventually evicted Isaac and his entire family and his servants and his cattle and his herd and everything that Isaac had. Abimelech evicted them out of envy and out of jealousy. And he said right here, listen, we have done nothing but good to you. That's not true. And if you have read the story like we do, you know, if we're going through the word of God, we'll be able to see these things and why certain people are blessed and why certain people are not. Now watch this. And we have sent thee away in peace. That's not true. You evicted him. And Isaac said that himself. You guys, you know, you throwed me out. And you throw me out of bitterness, envy, and jealousy. And look what Abimelech and his chief captain is saying. Listen, and you have sent thee away. We have sent thee away in peace. That's not true. And thou art now the blessed of the Lord. That is true. Isaac is the blessed of the Lord. He always have been. He is the first begotten son of the only blessed son of Abraham. Now, Abraham, other sons are blessed, but Isaac is the promised son. He's the only son that is of the promise from Sarah. So he is blessed indeed. Now look at verse 30. And he made them a feast. This is Isaac. And they did eat and drink. Isaac is a man of peace. You think Isaac trusts these people? You think he believes in all of that? No. But because he's a man of peace, and because Isaac is a humble man, and because Isaac is a man of forgiveness, and he know how to forgive, guess what? He said, okay, we're just going to go ahead and patch this thing up and be done with it. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. I guarantee you what Isaac didn't do. I guarantee you he didn't go back to be around those people. And they rose up bedtimes in the morning and swore to one another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. Isaac indeed is a man of peace. Now watch this right here. And they came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, we have found water. And he called it Shebath. Therefore, the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. Now Isaac is continued to be blessed. He continued to be, you know, blessed of the Lord, a man of peace. Now, when we get to the end of the story of Isaac, we're going to go through his legacy. And I'm going to tell you right now, I already know what the legacy of Isaac is. The blessed of the Lord and a man of peace. Now, watch this right here. Let's keep it moving. And Esau, this is Isaac's first son. You remember, we got the story of Esau and Jacob. They have been born, of course. And then Esau was the firstborn of the twin, and Jacob was behind Esau. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bathshemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which was a grief of mind unto Isaac and to Rebekah. Now Esau has taken, two wives, and they are Hittite women, right? And Rebekah and Isaac wasn't really fond of that at all. They wasn't fond of these Hittite women. And we're going to see why, because they did not want Esau and Jacob to marry among these people. They wanted them to go back. And Jacob's going to do that. He's going to go back to the family of Abraham and the family of his mother, Rebekah. He's going to go back there and find himself a wife. But not Esau. Esau took two wives of the Hittite people, and Isaac and Rebekah was not pleased with that decision. And so let's get started to chapter 27. Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes was dim so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, my son. And he said unto him, behold, here I am. And he said, behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison and make me some savory meat such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, bring me venison and make me savory meat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flocks and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Okay, now I read that whole thing because we're going to see the plan of Isaac. Isaac is planning to bless Esau, but Esau must do something in order to get this blessing. Now Isaac is planning to do this now because Isaac is saying to his son Esau, I am old, and Isaac feel like he's near to death, and he want to go ahead and bless Esau now before his death. Isaac felt that way, but no, he did not pass away anytime soon after that issue. Now, after that incident. Now, number 2, we see Rebekah. She heard this between Esau and his father Isaac. She heard it, and now guess what? She wants to go and get this blessing for Jacob. She don't want Esau to get this blessing, right? And so now we see Rebekah's scheme. She's going to come up with a scheme, and she said, listen, this is what I heard your father say to your brother Esau. And now I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to make a meal for your father that he loves. And then I'm going to give it to you. And I want you to pretend that you're Esau. And now you will get the blessing. And then what did Jacob say? He said, well, how am I going to be able to do that? Because Esau is very hairy and I am very smooth, and Isaac would know the difference. And guess what? She's going to continue to make a scheme from trying to make this happen. But we see what? We see this. Isaac has a plan. We see Rebekah's scheme. We see Jacob is actually listening and going to go into this deception. And then we're going to see Esau, who's out here hunting, is going to be in despair when he gets back and see that the blessing has been passed on to his younger brother, Jacob. So now let's look at chapter 1, verse 27, chapter 1. Chapter 27, verse 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old. Now Isaac is an old man now, and his eyes was dim so that he could not see. Isaac couldn't see at this point. Okay. And he called his Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, my son. And he said, behold, here I am. And he said, behold, now I am old. He said, okay, listen, Esau, I'm old and I'm near unto death. And that's what Isaac is feeling. He's feeling that he is an old man. He can't see at this point. And now he's feeling that death is upon him, right? So he want to go ahead and bless his son Esau, his eldest son Esau, because Esau was a hunter. Esau was a man of the field. And I think that, Isaac loved Esau because of these characteristics that Esau had. He was a man of mans, and Esau was indeed the firstborn. But, Isaac has forgotten, you see, that what the Lord said in the blessing, how the blessing would be. But Esau is going by how he feel about, Isaac is going about how he feel about his son Esau. He feel a way about Esau that he wants to bless him. He just want to do it. Now, was this the promise that the Lord made to Isaac? No, but Esau, is going to go out here and try to get this blessing, and he's going to be very disappointed when he gets back. And Isaac, while he is going to be tricked by his wife and his second son, Jacob. Man, this is going to be bad, and we're going to see what happens. Now, watch this. He said, listen, verse 2, he said, and he said, behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now, therefore, take, I pray thee, thy weapons and thy quiver and thy bow, and go out to the field and take me some venison and make me some savory meat, which I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. Now, this is important. Isaac is determined to bless Esau. He's determined to do that, but Esau must do something. Okay. Now, what he asked Esau to do, Jacob could have done. What he asked Esau to do, his wife Rebekah could have easily done, because we're going to see Rebekah just go and do it. But see, Isaac wants to bless Esau because this is his favorite son. Isaac just liked Esau. He loved Esau very much. And I think because Esau was a man of man. Now, remember, Jacob was a man of the tent. So I don't think Isaac and Jacob spent a lot of time together. But because Esau was a man of the field, I'm surely convinced that Esau and Isaac spent a lot of time together. They was well attached to each other. How we know that? Because Rebekah was well attached to Jacob, and Jacob was well attached to Rebekah, because Rebekah was at home, and Jacob, her son, which is the second born, also was at home, and Jacob was tied to Rebekah's string, and it took him a long time to break off that string. But watch this right here. Oh, Isaac, he is intending, and he is determined to bless his son Esau. It seemed like to me, he's saying to his son Esau, before I die, I want to do this for you. That's what Isaac is saying to his son Esau. Before I die, I want to do this for you. But this is what I want you to do, because when you do this, I'm going to be in a position to bless you how I want to. Now, what must he do? He said, now, if you look at verse 4 right here, and make me savory meat. So now Esau has to go out to the field. He had to get venison meat, and he has to bring it back and make savory meat as his father Isaac loved, and bring it to me that I may eat. Then thy soul may bless thee. My soul may bless thee before I die. And so there's a process that Esau must go through in order to get this blessing. And the reason why we say there's a process, because if you look down here, you see Rebekah says that she's going to go ahead and do it right quick. She didn't have to go out and hunt. She didn't have to do none of those things. She just told Jacob to go and get 2 kids of a goat, and then I'm going to make it the way your father just loved. He won't be able to tell the difference. But see, Isaac didn't have to have Esau do that. He could have had his wife did it. He could have had Jacob did it, because Jacob was a good cook too. Remember, Jacob cooked for Esau. Remember that story we went through when Esau sold his birthright for a morsel of meat, because Jacob was indeed a cook, and Esau knew that, and he wanted that food. So Isaac had opportunities. He had other choices. He had a choice of his wife making this meat and this meal that he wanted that tastes so good. He had a choice of his second born, Jacob, to make this meal. But he chose Esau, not because Esau would make this meal or Esau out there hunting. He chose Esau because he want to bless Esau. He want Esau to get this blessing over his son Jacob, over his other son, or his second son Jacob. Now, watch this. Now, verse 5, and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau and his son, and Esau went to the field and hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spake unto Jacob, her son, saying, behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau, thy brother. Now, here comes the scheme of Rebekah. She overheard this conversation between Isaac and Esau. And now she knows that, her husband, Isaac, is getting ready to bless Esau. And she wants Jacob to get this blessing because Jacob is her favorite son. Right. So in order for Jacob to get this blessing, she is going to put an elaborate scheme together, which was not good. And man, she's going to really pay for this deception big time. And we're going to talk about why, she did this. Now, here it is right here. Listen to this. And now she's telling her son, right, Jacob, she said, bring me venison and make me savory meat that I may eat, that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now, that's what she's saying to Jacob, right? That's what Rebekah is saying to Jacob, because this is what Isaac said to Esau. Now, I want to read that one more time because this is what triggered Rebekah, okay? This is what triggered her. Here it is right here. Bring me venison and make me savory meat that I may eat and bless thee before the Lord before I die or before my death. That is what triggered Rebekah to come up with this scheme, because she's saying, listen, your father is old. He's near to death. At least he thinks he's near to death. He's blind. Indeed, he could well be, on his way out or on his way to death. And so she is now triggered. She's saying, listen, I want you to get this blessing. He wants to pass this blessing to Esau before he died. I want you to get this blessing. So now she is coming up with this scheme. She is triggered by the what? By the death that may be coming towards Isaac. And so she knows that this needs to happen now, because Isaac said, oh, I feel like I'm dying. And she's believing him. And then he said, before I die, I want to give this blessing to you, Esau. And she believes that too. And so this is the only time, and this is the only opportunity that Jacob may be able to get this blessing. And so she wants him to get it, because listen to what Isaac is saying. Isaac is saying things that got her in a panic, got her triggered. Number one, I'm near to death. Number two, I want to give you this blessing, Esau. Right? It wasn't about food. There's food outside. She just went out and got some food. It wasn't about cooking. She could have cooked for him anything he wanted that tastes even better than what Esau would have ever made. It's about the blessing, and it could be his last blessing because he's near unto death. That what triggered Rebekah to make this scheme, because now she's worried that in the event that Esau get this blessing, Jacob would never get a blessing because Isaac would have passed on. And that's why she's worried. That's why she came up with this scheme. And so now look what happened. She's going to go on. Listen. Now, this is what she's going to tell her son, Jacob. She said, now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flocks and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring to thy father, and he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. See, she was triggered about him passing away and giving this blessing. But she wants this blessing to go to her son, Jacob. She do not want this blessing to go to Esau. First of all, she was attached to Jacob. Jacob was attached to her. They were very close. Esau was a man of the field. I'm almost certain that she didn't spend a lot of time with Esau. Esau spent the most of his time with his father, Isaac. And we also see how she was displeased with the women that Esau decided to marry. And she didn't like that at all. And so guess what? She wants Jacob to get this. She really wants Jacob to get this blessing. She wants him to get this blessing so much so that she come up with a scheme to cause her son to create a deception, to deceive her own husband, and to cause her other son to go into despair. That's how desperate, that's how much she wants Jacob to get this blessing, that she willing to go that length to make it happen. Now look right here. I want to read this again. She's telling her son, now Jacob has an opportunity to get out of this. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flocks and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loves. She's saying that I can make this meal while Esau is out what? Well, he's out hunting for venison. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to make it in a way that he loves it so much that he won't be able to tell the difference between 2 good kid goats and venison meat that Esau would be bringing back. And now shalt bring it to me. Now, look what she says right here. Now, this is Jacob, an opportunity for Jacob to get out of this. Now, Jacob's going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 opportunities to stop this deception. But he's going to keep going on with this scheme that his mother, Rebekah, had planned. And he could have easily walked away from this. The opportunities are going to come before, he put this deception, before he moved into the deception to deceive his own father. The opportunity made themselves available for him to escape and walk away from it. Now, he's not innocent at all, because if we read earlier, remember we read that Esau was 40 years old when he took on 2 wives, right? And then we see, and it came to pass that more time has elapsed, maybe a year, maybe even 2 more years has elapsed. So they was twins. So they are well into their 40s. So Jacob is a grown man. He's well into his 40s before this story came about. Because we seen earlier in chapter 26 that Esau took on 2 wives when he was 40 years old. And Esau and Jacob is what? They're twins. So Jacob was 40 years old too at that time. And now we come to chapter 27, and it came to pass. That means even more time has gone by. So now Jacob is in his what? He's well into his 40s. And so he's a grown man. He know how to make his own decisions. He didn't have to do this, but he went along with it, not because his mother said so, even though she commanded him to do it so. And she did have influence over him. We must admit that. But he went along and did it because he wanted this blessing too. And how we know that? Because he schemed and deceived his brother, or at least schemed his brother before this. Remember that Esau came in and he was hungry and he wanted something to eat. And his brother Jacob said, well, you sell me your birthright, I'll give you something to eat. See, Jacob was already itching for this blessing. He wanted it. And he started this scheme a long time ago. And here it is now. See, Jacob had an opportunity to walk away from this. He did. But he didn't. He had an opportunity. He did. He did have that opportunity to walk away from this, deceiving his father and causing his brother to fall into great despair, causing a whole lot of hate, bitterness, and tension between him and his brother. He had an opportunity to walk away from that, but he did not want to walk away from it. He went along with this scheme with Rebekah because he wanted this blessing just as bad as she did. Now look right here. And now thou shalt bring it to thy father. Now she said, okay, I'm going to give you the meat. It's going to taste just like your father loved, and you're going to take it to him. Esau is still out there hunting. You're going to take it to your father. And when your father get it, and when he eat it, then he's going to bless you. To thy father, and that he may eat, and that he may what? Bless thee before he die, or before his death. And that's what triggered Rebekah. Remember I said earlier, she is worried about him passing away and Jacob not getting the blessing. Esau's getting it. And so she's triggered. So she went ahead and made this food, made this meal that her husband loves so much. And now she's going to tell her son, Jacob, I want you to pretend that you are Esau. And I want you to go and present this food to your father, so that you may get the blessing instead of your brother Esau. Now look, let's go right here to verse 11. Now this is the first opportunity. Let's see, it's the first one. Yes, this is the first opportunity that Jacob have to escape this scheme that his mom has put together to deceive her what? To deceive her husband. Jacob has an opportunity right now to walk away from this. Look what Jacob said. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Now, he has an opportunity to get out of this. Because he said to his mother, wait a minute, well, I'm smooth. I don't have any hair on me at all. And my brother Esau is very hairy. And even though my father can't see, he's old and he's blind, he still would be able to tell the difference between, me and Esau just by touching us. And so he could have said, I don't want to get involved in this. It's just it's such an elaborate scheme. I don't want to get involved. He said, because I can't get away with it anyway. You see, because I'm smooth and my brother Esau is hairy. And he had a good reason, because that was true. He was a smooth man. And his father, Isaac, would have touched and felt, because he can't see. Isaac can't see. And so Jacob had a grand opportunity to walk away from this scheme that his mother put together, but he didn't. He said, listen, my brother Esau is very hairy. I am a smooth man. He's going to be able to tell the difference when he feel my arms. And he could have said to his mom, I don't want to do this because it won't work anyway, so I'm out. But no, did Jacob do that? No, he continued to listen to his mother and kept this scheme alive. He could have killed that scheme right there on the spot. And look what Jacob said to his mother in verse 12. My father perhaps would feel me, and I shall seem to him as deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. This is Jacob's opportunity to get out of this thing. And believe me, he should have gotten out. He did say something that was so true. He would be a deceiver. He probably would become cursed and not get the blessing. Well, he will be a deceiver indeed, because he's going to go through with the plan. But he still will get the blessing, because the blessing was already given to him. And he would not be cursed, because the blessing indeed was already given to him. So there would be no need for him to be cursed. Now watch this right here. But this is what he said. And this is the reason why he should have walked away. Because he's a grown man. He's in his 40s. He didn't have to listen to this. But he did. And I want to read this one more time. Verse 12. My father peradventure will feel me. He's going to feel me. He's blind, but he will put his hand out to feel me. And Esau is hairy and I'm smooth. And he's going to know that it's me, Jacob. And I shall seem to him as a deceiver. Yes, you are now in the process of deceiving your father if you go with this plan your mother put together. And I shall bring a curse upon me. Yes, he fearing that a curse would come upon him and not a blessing. Instead of getting a blessing, I would be cursed, And so look right here at his mother. She is determined to make sure that Jacob get this blessing. She's going to come up with even another idea. Watch this. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. Now she is just moving. Now she done moving to another level. Okay. She stepped this thing up to even say, I would take the curse. She doubled down on this scheme and started listening to her son and say, I think we probably don't want your father to look at you as a deceiver, because he will. Okay. And we don't want, to have all this tension between your brother Esau and this hate and bitterness between y'all two, because that will come. That will be part of the quote unquote curse, if there is one. Right. And so she comes up and now she's doubling down. Look what she says right here. And his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse. She said, listen, I take the curse. Okay, just do what I say, my son. I take the curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go and fetch me them. Go and fetch the two good kids so I can cook and make this great meat for your father so he may bless you before he die. Now she's saying, I take the curse. Now, I want us to know right now, I want to stop and say that we cannot take the curse of someone else. You see, if someone deceived, they have an opportunity to walk away. If someone passed this scheme and these tricks and all that, and they actually carry it through, Someone else not going to take the curse for you. You put that curse on yourself. If you believe that, then you believe you believe the lie. You may have been part of this scheme. The person that set up this scheme may have been part of it, but you carried it out. And the curse is going to be on you if there is a curse. And believe me, that's going to be Jacob is going to go through some real issues when he did this. And trouble is going to follow him for a long time. You see? And did it follow Rebekah? No. It followed Jacob. Because Jacob had an opportunity. Rebekah also is going to get her share of this because she's never going to see her son Jacob or Esau again by this scheme. And I can guarantee you there have been a lot of bitterness between her and her husband, Isaac, before he passed away. I'm sure there was a lot of tension and bitterness between them because of this, what she did, because of this scheme she put together. But she still doubled down. She doubled down and said, I'm going to make this happen for you, Jacob. I don't want your brother Esau getting his blessing. I want you to get it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So, man, this is tough, right? She's not stepping back at all. She said, just obey my voice and do what I say. That's what she said. Now, watch this right here. Verse 14. And he went. This is an opportunity for Jacob to walk away again. He didn't have to go. But he went. That's why I know he complicit. He wants to be part of this scheme. He wants to get this blessing that is already his, but he don't think it's his. He wants to take it, right? From his what? From his brother Esau. And Esau already sold his birthright. Remember Jacob? But Jacob want more. He want the blessing now. Now look right here. He went. He didn't have to go and fetch. He didn't have to fetch and brought. He didn't have to bring it. And them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. Now, verse 14, he could have got out of this again. Verse 12, he could have got out. Verse 11, he could have got out. Verse 13, he could have got out. 11, 12, 13, 14. Those 4 verses in a row, Jacob had more than enough opportunity to get out of this scheme that his mother has put together. Wow. Look right here. Now, before I move to verse 15, we have opportunities to get out of things that we find ourselves in, okay? Especially when it comes to deception, jealousy, envy, hate, bitterness, sin, all these things, we have opportunities to get out. But when it comes to hurting other people, deceiving other people, manipulating other people, and you put this scheme together with you or your family members or someone, and you may be doing this to someone else, perhaps on the job, maybe a spouse, maybe a sibling, maybe even one of your own children, and you come up with this scheme to deceive them, to trick them, then you have opportunities now to get out. Jacob had 4 opportunities. He's going to even have more opportunity to walk away from this scheme. Right now, if you're planning something that is deceptive, or you're planning something that can hurt someone else, and it has not happened, you can get out of it. You don't have to do this. The choice is yours. Yes, you may be influenced by people, that have power of influence over you, but that doesn't give you the reason to go with it. You can say no. You can just walk away. He could have walked away. He could have said no. He could have said, I don't want to be a deceiver. I don't want to be cursed. I don't want to be part of this scheme. He has lots of opportunities to get out. And you and me, when we find ourselves in this situation where we are bitter towards someone, we want revenge towards someone, and we come up with all these schemes and these ideas and these tricks to try to get back at them, try to steal something from them. We try all these things to take from them. We have an opportunity to walk away. Think about it. You haven't done this yet. You're just thinking about it. There's a lot of marriages in for foolishness like this. There's a lot of relationships in for foolishness like this. There's a lot of bitterness between family members, siblings, cousins, aunties, brothers, all kind of messy stuff caught up into the family for schemes like this, for scams like this, for tricks like this and for deceptions like this that we see. And so, people, if you're watching this video, you see that Jacob has more than enough opportunity to walk away from this scheme. And you're going to see now how rough Jacob likes get. His life is going to get very rough for going along with this. And you're going to see Rebekah pay a big price. And you're going to see Esau walk in nothing but despair. And he's going to be looking for Jacob to destroy him. And then you're going to see old Isaac, he became the victim of all of this. So if you planning something that is not good, that can hurt someone in your family, someone on your job, someone you know, a social, whatever, you haven't carried this out, but man, you got the plan together. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. I don't care who influencing you. You don't have to do it. I don't care who's setting this scheme up, this plan, and telling you that they're going to take the brunt of it. No, they're not. If you do it, you're going to take the brunt of the pain, the suffering, the cursing. You're going to take it. Okay, so walk away if you experience it. Anybody out there experiencing something like this, walk away from it while you can, because look at old Jacob. He had an opportunity to walk away from this scheme, this scam, this deception, and he did not. He went, he fetched, he brought. He had more than an opportunity to say no, no, no. And now he went and did exactly what his mother said, because he wanted to be part of this deception. And he's in it now. Watch this. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. Now, remember, she tripling down now. She doubling down. She said, she came up with a scheme. And then Jacob said, well, what happened? What did this happen? What did that happen? Then she doubled down by saying, I take the curse. And now she tripling down by going in verse 15, she's going into Esau's bedroom, or she going into clothes that Esau had left over when he lived with them, because he's married now. And so Esau still had clothes that his mom, Rebekah, probably washed for him or just make clothes for him, because she could have easily have done that. So there was clothes still over to the house that he grew up in. So she took this goodly raiment of her eldest son, Esau. She knew what Esau wore, she understood his size and his fit. And she took this clothes, and guess what she did? And she put it upon her son, Jacob, right? Now watch this. She put them upon Jacob, her youngest son, or her younger son. She put this upon him. Now he has another opportunity to get out of this scheme. Verse 11, he has an opportunity to get out of this scheme his mom put together. Verse 12, he has an opportunity to get out of this scheme that his mom put together. Verse 13, verse 14, verse 15. Look at that. He still has all these chances. He could have said, no, I'm not fit to wear Esau clothes, my brother clothes, and deceive my father. He has another opportunity to do it. But guess what? He put the clothes on. She put it on him, and he made sure she put it on right. Watch this right here. Verse 16, and he put the skins of the kids of the garment upon his head and upon the smooth of his neck. He put it on. She gave it to him. She helped him put it on, but he put this on. Another opportunity, look at this, for him to get away from this scheme. And look at verse 17. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which he had prepared into the hands of her son Jacob. Here's another opportunity for Jacob to get out. Here's verse 17. Now he done put the clothes on his brother Esau, and now his mother made the meal. She made the meat. She made the savory meat that her husband Isaac loved, and now she gave it to who? Her son Jacob. And when she gave it to him, he accepted it. He could have walked away. And what he's going to do with this meal is he's going to walk into the room of his beloved father, Isaac, and deceive his father. Man, this is bad. Look what it says right here. I want to read that again on verse 17. And she gave the savory meat and the bread which she had prepared into the hand. Look at that. The hand of deception of her son Jacob. wow, this is terrible. This is a horrible situation. This family is walking into a area of just outright dysfunction. And poor old Esau, he's out there working hard, right? Trying to get this blessing, But the blessing was not going to go to Esau anyway. Esau is a completely different type of man than Jacob. Esau is Edom, and Jacob is Israel. And these are completely two different type of people. And you're going to find out why Esau didn't get the blessing, because Esau is a man of war. He is a man of the world. If there ever was one, it's Esau. So he didn't have the blessing anyway, but he's going to go out here. He's out there trying to, do what his father tell him to do and bring this blessing. Bring this food so he can get blessed. But guess what? There's a lot happening here. It's a terrible situation that absolutely did not have to happen at all. And this family would never be together again. This will be the end of this family connection. I'm going to tell you, it's bad. And we're going to continue to verse 18 right now. And look at verse 18. And he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I. Who art thou, my son? Now, here's another opportunity for Jacob to walk away, because look, his father said, who art thou, my son? Now, Isaac is blind. He's an old man. He's blind. He can't see, but he's recognizing that this is not his son, Esau. He didn't have to touch, Esau or Jacob. He can recognize that this is not Esau by his voice. Because remember, Isaac was having a conversation with Esau before Esau went out to get the venison. And of course, Isaac been with, Esau, his son, all his life. Probably spent all of his time with Esau because Esau was the man of the field. And so Jacob had an opportunity to run out of there when his father said, here, man, who art thou, my son? That's the question. Who are you? You don't sound anything like who? Well, you don't sound anything like my son Esau, or your voice is not familiar to me. Wow. And I'm sure Jacob now probably trying to disguise his voice, but he did not walk away. He's going to double down now. This is his chance to double down, and he's going to do it. Verse 19, and Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. Man, look at that. That's a horrible thing. He is in full deception of his father, Isaac. He is in full deceiving mode. He is deceiving his father like you wouldn't believe. Look what it says right here. And Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. Look at that. Look at that blatant lie. I have done according as thou badest me. Look at that lie. He did not go out and hunt anything. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison. It's not his venison at all. He did not cook that. It's not even venison meat. This is the goat meat that his mom had prepared, that thy soul may bless me. Look at that. The soul of his father Isaac is to bless Esau. But here it is, deceiving Jacob. He said, I want you to bless me. Now look at that. Now that is a deceiving proposition here. This is bad. This is really doubling down, because, I want to read that again because it's heartbreaking, when we do these things in our family. We do this to our wives. We do this to our husbands. We do this to our sons and daughters. We do this to our mom and dad. We deceive them and we make it as if we are the one that's not the deceiver. We deceive them and trick them and lie to them. And look what here. This is deception. This is a trick, and this is lies. And Jacob said to his father, I am Esau. First lie, thy firstborn. Second, I have done according to that you badest me to do. The third lie, he didn't do anything. And arise and pray thee and sit and eat my venison. That's another lie. because he did not make any of this food at all, and for your soul to bless me. And look at the deception. Let's go to verse 20. And Isaac said unto his son, how is it that thou hast found so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy God brought it to me. This is the problem. This is the verse that got poor old Jacob into nothing but trouble here on out. Look what he said. Not only he made all these lies to his father and deceiving his father, but look what he says right here in verse 20. You know, it's sad, but look what he says. And Isaac gave him an opportunity to get out of here, but he didn't. Look what he said. Isaac said, how is it you have gotten this so quickly? Isaac knows that when you go out there and hunt, it can take a long time, hours, probably even a whole day. And so Isaac is telling Esau, supposedly Esau. Okay, this is not Esau, it's Jacob. But Isaac is being deceived to think this is Esau. How you get this so quickly, my son? Listen, and look what Jacob said. And he said, because the Lord, thy God, brought it to me. Wow. Now he is using he's using the Lord's name in vain. This is not true at all. This is bad. You know, I can say a lot of other things, but I'm not going to say it. But he definitely is using the Lord's name in vain. The Lord had nothing to do with this deception. The Lord had nothing to do with this trick and this scheme. And he going to bring the Lord into this. The Lord that God had brought it to me. Wow, what a tragedy if there ever was one. This is no such thing. And Esau, you know, he's out there hunting. And he probably come back a day later. Who knows? But while he's doing that, look at what is going on in the household of Isaac. Look at what's happening. Rebekah, she probably listening behind the door. Here's Jacob. He's in there deceiving his father with nothing but lies. And then he used the Lord's name in vain by saying, well, the Lord has brought it to me. And there's a lot happening in this household at this point. Now look right here, verse 21. And Isaac said unto Jacob, remember, Isaac thinks this is Esau, but Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son. Right? Now look what it says right here. I like this right here because this is another opportunity for Jacob to get out, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Now Isaac can't see, but now Isaac has, you know, this feeling, probably this intuition that he's being deceived by his son Jacob. That's why he said Jacob. You know, it's supposed to be Esau now. But Isaac is an old man. Isaac is a man that is wise. He can't see, but he can sense. His intuition probably going off, nothing but bells going off, saying this is not Esau. This is actually my son Jacob. But Jacob had put up another idea to wear Esau clothes. Him and Rebekah got together. They probably had an idea that, you know, they probably have to do this because Isaac would ask to feel. And now that they did do that, and sure enough, Isaac did ask to feel the skin. And guess what? Look right here. I want to read that again. And Isaac said unto Jacob, he said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son. He said, come, I want to feel you. I want to see if you really is Esau, who you say you are. Now it's Jacob. Whether thou be my very son Esau or not. Isaac is knowing. Isaac know that he's been deceived by his son, Jacob. But guess what? He's going to continue to fall into it. Why? Because now Jacob is going to double down again, triple down. Here it is right here. Verse 22, and Jacob went near unto Isaac, his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is of Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Look at that right there. Isaac knows this is Jacob. But now this is what? This is Esau feeling. This is Esau's skin he's feeling. Right? This is the clothes that Esau wears. Jacob doesn't wear these clothes at all. Esau does. He's a hairy man. Right? And I'm sure that they probably chopped up some of the fur and just pasted onto Jacob's arms and made him feel very, very hairy. Probably put some around his neck, some of this goat hair, whatever hell you want to say, and make him feel hairy around the neck. And then put Esau clothes on to make him feel and smell the field. Smell Esau, because Esau clothes gave off a certain smell because he was a man of the field, right? And so now he's covered. Jacob is covered. He has put some hair on his arm and glued it on there, put hair around his neck, probably glued it and pasted on there. His mama did all this for him. This is her scheme. This is her idea. And he went for it full-fledged, right? And so now old Isaac is confused. Sound like Jacob, right? Got the voice of Jacob. But feels just like his son Esau. Man, now watch this right here. In verse 23, and he discerned him not, because his hands was hairy, and his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. Look at that. Isaac was blind. He has been fully deceived down by his son Jacob. He's fully deceived. Jacob did not take all the opportunities he had to walk away from this scheme that his mama put together. He had more than an opportunity to walk away from this, but he didn't. Now he has completely deceived his father, Isaac, and he was blessed by his father. He didn't have to do that because God Almighty had already promised the blessing to Jacob. But Jacob and Rebekah did not want to wait. They want to do things the way they want to do it. And this is the way they did it. And this caused a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of tension in the family from here on out. It's going to be bad from here on out. And that's why this was not a good idea, because I didn't think Rebekah ever thought that she was going to pay the price that she wound up paying by never seeing Jacob again, probably never seeing Esau again, and probably committed nothing but had nothing but tension and bitterness between her and Isaac, her husband. So listen, I want to read that verse 23 again. And he discerned him not. Oh, Isaac is now deceived. He said, listen, I can't tell if this is Jacob, sound like Jacob. And I can't tell that this is Esau, has the hands, had the hairy hands of Esau. So he could not discern. So look what he says. So he blessed old Jacob. Supposed to have been Esau get the blessing, but he blessed old Jacob. Look right here in verse 25. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near me now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelt the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and the plenty of corn and wine. Look at that. Man, Isaac still felt, before he gave this blessing, he still was feeling that this is not Esau. He still feels that this is Jacob. Couldn't have been nobody else but Jacob. We know it wasn't his mom. She's a female. And he still have this feeling that this is not Esau. This is actually Jacob. So what he did before he blessed, now the blessing is coming, right? He said, come, I'm ready to, now he want to be blessed. Jacob want to be blessed, right? And now Jacob's getting ready to get this blessing. But before Esau made that last, attempt to bring this blessing forward, he said, let me smell you. And because Jacob had the clothes of his brother Esau on, now Isaac is absolutely sure, before he give this blessing, he's absolutely sure, for sure. He's sure now that this is Esau. And that's what made this scheme so elaborate, because Rebekah thought of everything, and And she tricked her husband, deceived her husband, caused her son to be what? In nothing but trouble, and caused her other son, Esau, to be in nothing but despair. This is a tragedy if there ever was one. But look, Rebekah thought of it all. She got the meat. She know what kind of meat. She know what kind of food he liked. She was able to make it taste just like the food that Esau would have brought back. She also put the hair on Jacob's arm and on his hand and around his neck because she perceived that perhaps, Esau would want to feel him to make sure, because she know the voice would give him away. And then she put the clothes on Jacob because she knew that Jacob wear these clothes and that he would smell like Esau. You see, she knew the clothes of Esau, and she put these clothes of Esau on Jacob so that Jacob can smell like Esau. So now he has the feel of Esau. He has the clothes of Esau. He has the smell of Esau. He has the venison of Esau. And none of this was Jacob at all. Jacob was pretending to be someone he's not, and his mother set up this scheme. That is bad. And Isaac is feeling this, but now he want to get one last chance to make sure that this is not Jacob. So he smelled, the clothes. He smelled, he did the feelings. He smelled the clothes. He said, yes, indeed, this is Esau. And now Isaac has been totally and completely deceived. He was up in the deception right here. And now this deception has fallen into the blessings of what? Of Jacob. Isaac has been deceived, and now he's getting ready to bless Jacob instead of Esau. Now watch this right here. And he said, bring near to me, and I will eat my son venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought near to him, and he said, eat. And he brought him wine and drink. Watch this. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. He's testing him again. Isaac really believed that this is Jacob, but everything is saying that this is Esau. So now he want to say, well, come near and let me come and kiss me. What he really saying is that I want to feel you one more time, and I want to touch your garment one more time, and I want to smell you I just want to smell you. Now watch this. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of the raiment. The smell of the raiment, the clothes smelled like the field, and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord hath blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Wow. So now Jacob has received a blessing that he already had. And what is the blessing, by the way? Esau blessed him and said, listen, you had the dew of heaven, right? That's the water. Your land would be blessed with rain. It would be blessed with the dew of heaven. It would come down from heaven and it would bless the land so that you would have plenty of corn, plenty of wheat, plenty of crops, plenty to drink. Listen right here. The fatness of the earth. The earth will bring forth all good things for you. The fatness, the blessing part of the earth. You're going to get the fatness of the earth, And so the fatness of the earth is the great things that the earth brings forth. You see? Now watch this right here. And the plenty of corn and wine. Plenty to eat. Plenty to drink. Plenty of wine. Plenty of wheat. Plenty of food. And so Jacob wanted this blessing that he already had, that the Lord have already given him. But he went ahead and went way ahead of the Lord, deceived his father Isaac, tricked, and caused his brother Esau to go into despair and walked with the scheme and went along with the scheme of his mother Rebekah. And sure enough, he got this blessing from his father Isaac. And, the tragedy is he did all of this and he already had the blessing. So let's stop right there, and we're going to continue with the story of Rebekah, Isaac, Esau, and Jacob. And man, we have found a lot of issues, a lot of messiness here. And I wanted to say before we wrap this up that these things that the Lord put in the Holy Scripture for us, for our learning, that we don't have to do this. And that's going to be a cause and an effect on this scheme that Rebekah put together. That's going to be a cause and an effect on this deception that Jacob pulled on his own father, Isaac. And both of them is going to pay a heavy price for what they did. They're going to pay a heavy price for the scheme. They're going to pay a heavy price for this deception. A heavy price. And believe me, they're going to regret it from here on out. Because when those chickens come home to roost, when they have to reap what they sow, then the regret's going to come in. So please, people, let us think about, what we're doing before we do it, because we don't have to carry out sinful acts, deceptive acts. We don't have to do it. Let the Lord our God, let the Almighty Yah be our revenger. Don't revenge yourself. Let him revenge you. If you got a scheme going to hurt someone or cause problems, you got something going to deceive someone. Walk away from that. Walk away from it now while you have a chance. And if this person done you wrong, if this person hurted you in any way, go to the Lord and let the Lord be your revenger. Let him, take care of it for you. Let him be your revenger. Don't revenge yourself. So please think about that, because that's why this story is put here. So we can see the deception, and now we're going to see the price that is going to be paid for doing such a what? Such a bad, horrible thing. So until next time we will see you, we're going to get back into the story of Isaac, Rebekah, Esau, and Jacob. We're going to get back to that story. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, because you will get my next video when you subscribe. And when you like, you will cause other people to find these videos that I'm putting out as we go through the word of the Lord. My name is Minister Freddie McDowell. The name of my channel is Living by the Word with Minister Freddie McDowell. So we'll see you next time. Thank you, and have yourself a great day, evening, morning, wherever you may be.